Okay, we are live. Welcome back, guys. This is Madden NFL 26 Superstar, starring Action Jackson Wilson, yours truly, who is a dual threat running back slash wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, taken with the 24th selection of the first round in this year's NFL Draft after working my way up from being a two-star underdog out of high school, landed an academic scholarship from North Carolina, then moved on to San Jose State, where I became a redshirt freshman, worked my way up through the ranks, breaking records left and right, and remarkably, despite never having an offensive line, whether I played at San Jose State or my final 2 seasons at Purdue, I still was able to walk away with a Heisman Trophy winner, and that obviously improved my draft stock. I also executed at the Combine. As a result, I'm a first-round player. Now, I started the season as a backup for Coach Kevin McConnell, but that has changed. For the first time in my NFL career, I'm going to be taking the field as a starter. And to be honest with you guys, this is sooner than I was anticipating because I'm filling in the shoes of Aaron Jones, who is a very qualified running back. A lot of respect for him. It was an honor working under his wing, but I have no intentions of giving this spot back. Hopefully, we can prove that we belong. We know that we can hang with the NFL players. Now, can we hang with them for regular minutes in the top rotation? We're going to meet with Coach, and we're going to get into this contest against the Dallas Cowboys. See if I can make an impact, a great first impression. See, we got a comment from Giga Gamer. Well, honestly don't know what you mean by that, but I honestly am glad you brought that up because Coach told me that I could give the spot right back if I don't perform. So if we're not at the top of our game, we will be moving backwards. That's why we got to execute the plan. We play on all Madden, the hardest difficulty in the game. So let's meet with Coach. Let's get into the gameplay. Like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you guys are new. And don't forget, Jesus Christ loves you guys. I don't care who you are or what you've been through. If you've yet to make him your Lord and Savior, I pray that you would do so now. His death on the cross was for all of us. We all deserve punishment and eternal condemnation for our sins. This isn't a threat. This isn't meant to scare anybody, but it's to save everyone. You know, as a messenger of Christ, I'm here to tell you, Jesus has saved me, and he can save you too. You just got to put your faith in him and allow him to be the top priority in your life. He'll change it for all eternity, and it'll be the best decision you make, I guarantee it. So, with that being said, happy early Easter to all of you. Jesus is the reason for the season. And let's get into this. Are you ready for the pressure of getting this team to the promised land? For those of you that didn't see, we're 7-5-1. We're currently holding on to a wild card spot for the NFL playoffs. So this is a big deal for me. I'm here to grind with my teammates, be the best team player I possibly can. And I love this core, man. A lot of young guys. J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. Justin Jefferson still in his early years at the wide receiver. He's already proven himself as a superstar. I love Addison, who we have on the other side. And it seems to me like Minnesota has got a great foundation of talent. You know, Viking fans deserve it. Believe me, they've yet to see a Super Bowl championship. And Minnesota's been around a while in the National Football League. So my plan to earn my teammates' trust is to be respectful and humble. As a follower of Christ, that's my mindset. Yep, just like I've been doing from the get-go. Listen to the veteran insights. They've been battling in this league for years. I'm going to ask questions, soak up their wisdom, and then apply it every time I step on the field. And hopefully we can walk out of here victorious, Coach. Yes, sir. We just got to stay focused. Don't let the media get under our skin. Let's enjoy the moment, regardless of what comes of it. I'm just happy to be in the NFL, guys. And I'm blessed to have y'all supporting me. I think we're up to 65 subscribers. Let's see if we can keep that number growing. Not for myself, but for Jesus. Because our ultimate goal on this channel is to spread the gospel, regardless of whether we're winning or losing, or the content that we post. Our goal is to have everybody watching be saved. Everybody. I don't care who they are. Because Jesus' blood cleanses everybody from every sin. So, don't worry about getting yourself right before coming to Christ. Come as you are and let Him cleanse you. That's His purpose. Like, why would you hop into a shower clean? You're supposed to hop into it dirty. That's the whole point. Accept His grace, forgiveness, and salvation, His mercy, and repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's time we take our walk with Christ more seriously. So, with that being said, glory be to Him. He's the reason I'm bringing you guys this today. Enjoy the gameplay. Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. Week 14. The Vikings trying to hang on to a wild card spot as we enter the final stretch of the regular season. Sunday night primetime in Jerry World, Dallas, Texas. Let's get it on here on Ladder of Light Gaming.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
That's a nice little touch that they added. That's the handle that plays before every Sunday night game. Here come the Minnesota Vikings in their alternate purple jerseys with the white numerals. Dallas Cowboys being led out by Dak Prescott in their home whites with the blue numerals and the names on the back. The Vikings enter this game with a record of 7-5-1. This is a hungry group under the leadership of Kevin O'Connell. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys have all hands on deck. They must win out to keep their playoff hopes alive. Vikings trying to end it for the Cowgirls here tonight. So here we go. Here comes Jackson Wilson, the former Heisman Trophy winner out of the University of Purdue, making his first career NFL start. And we're going to start out with a run immediately. It will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10 from their own 6. McCarthy hands it off to Wilson, and here we go. Great blocking, and there goes Wilson for a gain of 8. So Wilson's first career carry as a starter is a good one. Going to keep the offense running through him in the single back formation. Seems to me that our defense got to stop. Now let's see if we can grasp the momentum. Here's another handoff to Wilson. Great blocking. There goes Wilson again. Nice job by everybody. The offensive line creating space, and Jackson Wilson showing off his agility up the middle. He only has needed 2 carries to reach 21 yards. First down, Minnesota, and that should open the field up for the stars that we have at wide receiver, Justin Jefferson and Mr. Addison. Let's go to a pass play right now. Mountain shine across. Jackson Wilson will be doing a little check down from left to right. They put him in motion. As McCarthy takes the snap. Good throw to the left side. It's Justin Jefferson, and he's got a first down for Minnesota. The Vikings are in sync early here on Sunday Night Football as they line up for a fresh set of downs in the single back. Once again, this is going to be Jackson Wilson. The offense will run through. The handoff by McCarthy. Another great block. Wilson goes right into the teeth of the defense and picks up 3 yards to make it 2nd down and 7. Now we go back to the pass with a mesh spot. I like that call from Kevin McConnell. Let's isolate Jefferson and Addison. The snap to McCarthy. McCarthy throws. That's caught by Justin Jefferson for a short gain of 2. And now on third down, here comes another pass play. 4:40 remaining. We're just getting rolling here in Dallas. Vikings and Cowboys in a scoreless tie. Snap to McCarthy. He's got Wilson over the middle, but it's too high. But we got a flag as Jackson Wilson takes a late hit from the Cowboys quarterback, Trayvon Diggs. As a veteran, he should know better than that, but the Vikings will definitely take it. Schottenheimer can't be happy with that miscue. Jackson Wilson draws the penalty, and the Vikings will have another fresh set of downs inside Dallas territory. Vikings get the defensive stop, and now they're moving into field goal range. Here's a snap to McCarthy. Wilson to the outside. That's complete for a gain of 3. So Wilson has his first catch. Second down and 7 coming up from the 38. Overall, the Vikings have had a solid kicking unit this year. They want to keep those chains moving at all costs, get points on the board and compile them. Second down and 7, pressure coming. Wilson with a great juke up the middle. You wish he could have had more right there, but it's much better than getting taken down in the backfield. The Cowboys thought they had him, but Jackson Wilson makes a slight adjustment at the last moment. And now we'll see if the Vikings can come up big again on third down and 4 from the 34. Snap to J.J. McCarthy. He's got Wilson, and now he's going to throw it over the middle instead, and that's going to be caught by Felton. And another Viking first down. The Minnesota offense has been clutch on this opening drive. That's the second third down conversion by McCarthy. If you count that penalty drawn by Wilson, that is the third time that they've had a third. And they've gotten a fresh set of downs out of it. Let's stay in it with Justin Jefferson. He's got the hot hand. When we're nearing the red zone, we got to go to our best players. Here we go. McCarthy fakes the handoff to Wilson, and he'll throw it. He's right there. He slides down safely for a gain of 5 yards. Wilson would have been tackled either way right there. It's better to avoid wear and tear, I suppose. Second down and 5 from the 16. McCarthy in the shotgun formation. Cowboys playing back for the pass. Can we create a hole in this line? They send pressure, and now we got another flag on the play, and the Cowboys shaken up. Wilson was able to gain 1 yard right there. Cowboys brought pressure off the edge, and now he needs a stretcher. That cannot be good for Dallas, especially with their season on the line. And now Coach McCarthy wants to go with a draw play. If we don't get the first down, it at least centers them up for 3 points. Here is Wilson. The pressure was coming, and the Cowboys get there. The Dallas defense makes a play courtesy of Nealand, and the Vikings are stalled in the red zone. And they'll send the kicking unit out. But a solid drive overall. Jackson Wilson with a couple of catches and about 35 rushing yards. Blocking just wasn't good enough right there. I just needed 1 extra second. I probably would have had the first. So the field goal is good, and the Vikings defense does its job, keeping the Cowboys off the board. Here comes Minnesota for its next offensive sequence. They're going to go right back to Wilson as they begin from the 31. Wilson so far in this game with 27 yards on 6 carries. McCarthy hands it off to him. Wilson up the middle for a gain of 4. Good run, hole hit. Second down and 6 coming up for Minnesota. The Vikings enter this game with a record of 7-5-1. A victory here would put them in terrific shape for a playoff spot. But if they can't get the job done here tonight, they not only fall down to the 7th slot, but they let the Cowboys back in, with Dallas having the favor of a tie. Second and 6. Cowboys with just 11 total yards here tonight. The Vikings defense has had the Cowgirls on clamps. And just to play it safe, we'll take this to the second quarter. Vikings have got the clock and advantage in its favor. And I believe we also have the second half kickoff. So we'll see what comes of this here on Sunday Night Primetime as we enter the second quarter. We'll go with the same play formation out of the mesh. Looks like Dallas is going to be bringing pressure, so look out for that right side, McCarthy, if it's there. Second down and 6. Throws over the middle. That's caught. What a play by Justin Jefferson. Breaking a tackle and able to get the first down for Minnesota. That's what Justin Jefferson has been doing his entire career, doing the unthinkable. Just when you think you have him down, you don't. He's that ultimate pest, and the Vikings are truly blessed to have him on their roster. They're also blessed to have this hungry rookie, Jackson Wilson, who tries to go up the middle. He'll pick up a positive gain of 2. That's Wilson's goal. Don't ever lose yards. Even if it's baby steps, it's still progress. Second down and 8 coming up for Minnesota. So far tonight, Jackson Wilson with 33 rushing yards on 8 attempts. He goes to the outside. McCarthy throws back over the middle. Sliding catch by Jackson Wilson. Oh my goodness, 2 defenders in the vicinity. The pressure was coming. McCarthy had to get rid of it, and Jackson Wilson was there to back him up. And now on 3rd and 2, Vikings looking to move the sticks. They give it to Wilson, pressure coming, and he's got nowhere to go. Another big play by the Dallas defense. And the Vikings will punt. Look at Coach McConnell going over the game plan with his players. Another great job by the Vikings defense. The score remains 3-0, but Minnesota's got a long way to go if they're going to add to their lead. They got to start from the 6. And we're going to go with a red zone HB scissor right out of the chute. Whatever you do, McCarthy, do not take a sack. We cannot afford it right now. I'm going to cut over the middle, though. The check down's going to be there. Throw it, throw it, throw it. There we go. We just need some positive gains right now. We got to stay out of our end zone. Wilson with a 5-yard catch. And now it's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Wilson on 2nd and 5. Wilson pushing and shoving his way forward for a gain of 3. 3rd down and 2 coming up. They're going to be looking for the rush, so let's go pass. Expect the Cowboys to be bringing that blitz once again. McCarthy throws to Wilson on the outside. First down, Minnesota. Not trying to do too much as Wilson. He picks up his 5th catch. All we got to do is move the sticks, and that's exactly what we've done. As much as I love Jefferson and Addison, I also trust myself to make that catch in clutch situations, and that's exactly what we just did. 1st and 10 coming up for the Vikings. This time they go to Wilson on the outside off the single back. Wilson looking for blocks, not getting any. He does pick up 2 on that carry. And that brings up 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8, and now we go with the stick HB circle. Let's isolate me and Jefferson on the left side. We're nearing the 2-minute warning here on Sunday Night Football here in the first half. Vikings leading the Cowboys in a nail-biter 3-0. Trying to tack on some insurance. McCarthy throws. That's caught by T.J. Hawkinson, who entered this game as the Vikings' lead receiver at the tight end position. And now the Vikings will let the clock run before taking their next snap for 3rd down and 3. J.J. McCarthy, the second-year quarterback. Jackson Wilson, the rookie running back. Justin Jefferson in his 6th season, the wide receiver. This is a young core of Vikings trying to come on the road to Dallas, pick up a win in primetime, and increase their playoff chances. 3rd down and 3. For the first time tonight, they're going to go to a Wilson screen. And it's a great time for it as Jackson Wilson cuts across the middle, past the 30 for a Viking first down. That's 6 catches tonight for Action Jackson Wilson. And there's another third down conversion. Me and you, McCarthy, me and you. Keep moving the sticks. We got that second half kickoff in our back pocket. Let's keep doing our thing. And don't give Dallas a chance to get this ball back. Here is McCarthy. Wilson goes in motion on the left side. Throw is complete to Justin Jefferson for a gain of 3. Curls coming up next. McCarthy again from the shotgun. Vikings save their 3 timeouts. They let the clock run a little bit. It's down to 1:10. Going to wait for this to be 1 minute exactly before we take this next snap. The Cowboys choose not to call timeout. Here's McCarthy taking the snap. He's going to throw to Wilson, who makes the catch and dives for the first down. Now the Vikings will take their first timeout. Jackson Wilson, ever the gamer, motivated to be Christian McCaffrey 2.0. Let's go to a slot out. Vikings nearing midfield. They still got 2 timeouts with 56 seconds remaining. Snap to McCarthy. Pressure coming again. Another catch by Wilson at midfield. That makes it 2nd down and 4. They go to the hurry-up offense. Clock winding down to 46 seconds. McCarthy takes the snap. It's a handoff to Wilson. Good blocking. Wilson into field goal range. Vikings will take their 2nd timeout. Good time to do the hurry-up offense right there. Wilson in tight communication with his coach. Well, we would love to have at least a field goal right here with the second half kickoff in our back pockets. Let's run a play for Justin Jefferson. We'll go play action with McCarthy. Don't want to take a sack right here. But let's see what Jefferson's got for him. Snap to JJ. JJ's got Wilson again over the middle. And that's another Vikings first down. Don't forget about the rookie. Let's go back to the hurry-up offense out of the single back. 26 seconds to go. McCarthy gets everybody set up. Hands it off to Wilson. Wilson looking for space. There is none. And with 2nd and 7, they're going to run one more play right here to try to line up the field goal. If Wilson doesn't get through, so be it. 10 seconds to go. Another handoff. Here's Wilson up the middle. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. And now the Vikings will take their final timeout and go for the field goal. Jackson Wilson doing a great job of getting them closer. Then they would have a full touchdown lead with the second half kickoff in their back pocket. Great clock management by Kevin McConnell and Jackson Wilson. Bartholomew and Hawkinson getting a pat on the back from their coach. And now let's get to the second half here on Sunday Night Primetime. You're watching Jackson Wilson's first career start in the National Football League here on Ladder of Light Gaming. The field goal by the Vikings is good, and here we go for the second half. A defensive masterclass by the boys in purple and gold, holding the Cowboys to, I believe, 30-something yards. I know we held them to 11 in the first quarter. They probably don't have more than that because we were able to get the ball back pretty quick in the final 8 minutes. We lead 6-0. Yep, they only got 36. This is going to be a pitch to Wilson to begin the second half. On the outside, but he goes nowhere. That was the 15th carry of the game for Jackson Wilson, but Micah Parsons was all over him right there. And now we're going to go to Justin Jefferson on a play action. Be aware here, McCarthy. McCarthy in the single back, fakes the handoff. Wilson with a good block. McCarthy's got to throw it away. Good route running by Wilson, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 12. Coach is looking for a verticals option right here. They're going to include Wilson on the outside. Snap to McCarthy. McCarthy under pressure, and he's going to get sacked by Revel Jr. The Dallas Cowboys defense once again making a stand. Now we'll see if the offense can get going, trailing just 6-0. Not much action for Jackson Wilson on that sequence. No protection for J.J. McCarthy. You can see him shaking his head as he enters that huddle with Coach McConnell. Gotta love that effort by our defense, though. That's one thing that's been relatively consistent all year, is our ability to get stops. Our offense has definitely needed work, but it's a young core. It's still trying to find its identity. The bottom line is we have an opportunity to go 8-5-1 as they go with a handoff for Wilson out of the single back. Wilson up the middle for a short gain right there. Wilson with a gain of 1. Second down coming up. We're going to go to the slip screen. The Cowboys have been all over the rush. So let's see what they got for this. Here's Wilson with the pressure coming. He's got blockers in front of him. Wilson making that 6-yard catch. And now it's 3rd down and 6. 3:20 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Crowd gets into it here in Dallas. It's Sunday night prime time here in the National Football League. Here's McCarthy sending Wilson in motion. He throws, and it is caught by Justin Jefferson. That's a first down for the Vikings, and that quiets the crowd yet again. The young stars stepping up for Minnesota on 3rd down. Jackson Wilson did that a few times for Minnesota in the first half. So far, the second half belongs to Justin Jefferson. And now Coach McConnell wants another screen pass. McCarthy sending Wilson in motion. Wilson with the fake. Now McCarthy takes the snap. Here's Wilson looking for blocks and getting it. But there's no gain. 2nd and 10. Wilson with his 11th catch of the ball game. It didn't amount to anything. Let's see what we got here on 2nd and 10. McCarthy in the shotgun, empty backfield, takes the snap. He's got Wilson on the outside, but it's batted down by the Cowboys line. Wilson didn't even call for that, but I was still the intended receiver. And now on 3rd and 10, let's see if the Vikings can come up big yet again. McCarthy in the shotgun, takes the snap, and he is hit as he throws. Nealand, who has been all over McCarthy tonight, remains stingy right there. And the Vikings will have no choice but to punt it away. We got a defensive nail-biter here in Texas tonight, as the Vikings are fighting ruthlessly for a playoff spot. A defensive clinic by Minnesota here tonight. It continues into the 4th quarter. 7:37 to go, and they'll have possession starting from their own 20. If the Vikings can get just a field goal right here, that's absolutely huge. Here's the throw to Jefferson over the middle. That's complete. Wilson with a great block on that left side. Gain of 7 on that McCarthy pass. And we'll stick with the plays through the air. Minnesota winning the yards battle at 181 to 113. And they're winning the most important battle, which is the scoreboard. 6-0. Here's McCarthy throwing to Hawkinson. That's complete for a Viking first down. Another great route running by Jackson Wilson. And Hawkinson, who came into this game as the leading receiver for the Vikings at the tight end position, gets it done there. Now on 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy setting up a screen for Jackson Wilson. The pressure is coming, and it gets to Wilson again. It's Nealand, who has been making plays all over this field for the Dallas Cowboys. Not making it easy on the rookie here tonight. And now we'll go with the tight end drive out of the single back formation. McCarthy takes the snap, throws over the middle. That's complete to Hawkinson for a gain of 6. And now 3rd down and 8 is upcoming. The Vikings need a big play right here. McCarthy in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's got Wilson over the middle. It is caught for the 1st down, and Wilson is able to hold it despite taking that big hit from Nealand. The rookie comes up big yet again for Coach McConnell. Like I said, we don't necessarily need a touchdown right here. If we can keep the clock moving, we can keep the chains in a forward motion, we could wrap this game up without even getting a touchdown. We already lead 6-0. We got 9 on the play clock. McCarthy sets the offense up out of the shotgun formation. 3 seconds to get a snap off. He goes to Jackson Wilson. But again, Dallas bringing pressure off the edge. No gain for Jackson Wilson. 2nd down and 10. We're now under 5 minutes to go. Be careful, Dallas. Don't celebrate too much. You guys are losing at the moment. 4:45 left on the game clock. We're in the 4th quarter. Vikings leading this Week 14 matchup in Dallas 6-0. There's McCarthy taking the snap. Again, he's got Wilson over the middle, but it's batted away. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down and 10. Micah Parsons was the one in pursuit. 3rd down and 10 now. I'm going to change up my route here. I'm going to cut over the middle if it's open. Here we go. It's not there, and McCarthy is going to go down. If you guys are fans of old school football, this game is for you. A 6-0 score. And it's going to remain that way as the Vikings prepare to punt late in this one. Can Minnesota hold on and improve to 8-5-1? The game is on the line for Dallas. And the offense once again is bottled up. And now the Vikings will take over at midfield with a chance to wrap this game up. And they're going to go to Wilson out of the single back formation. We're going to start out on the ground. This will be a great time for Wilson to heat back up. Let's see what he's got. There he goes, off to the outside. There's a 1st down for Minnesota, and Dallas is going to have to take its first time out. Clutch play by Jackson Wilson. It hasn't been his best game here tonight. But as they say, big-time players make big-time plays. Vikings are now in field goal range. They'll give it to Wilson again. 2:41 to go. Cowboys now burning their timeouts. They got 2 remaining. Pressure coming, and Jackson Wilson gets stuffed. He loses 2 yards there. The Vikings brought a blocker, but the execution was poor. And on 2nd and 12, the Cowboys freeze the clock once again. Now we'll try the slip screen. We just need to keep eating up yards and get into decent kicking range right here. McCarthy takes the snap. Here's the throw to Wilson. Great blocking, or so we thought. And now we got an injury timeout for Dallas. Wilson with his 14th catch of the night. No gain on the play. I ain't gonna lie, the blocking's been pretty poor here in the second half. But now the ultimate goal right now is to get a couple extra yards at least. Make this more of a doable kick. We just need a field goal to go up 2 possessions. The Cowboys only have 1 timeout remaining. They'll hand it off to Jackson Wilson. Wilson up the middle for a gain of about 1. So, let's see what comes of this. This field goal is going to be about 55 yards. Jackson Wilson getting a crucial 1st down on the previous sequence, which gave the Vikings an opportunity to extend upon their lead. The field goal is no good, but The Vikings get the ball back again. And they're going to stick with the run. The Cowboys turn it over on downs. Now they'll hand it off again to Wilson. Wilson breaking free on the outside. He'll pick up a 5-yard gain. And now we got a timeout for Dallas. That's the last time the Cowboys can stop the clock. And now we can just kneel it. Well, folks, it was a nail-biter. It wasn't pretty. But in Jackson Wilson's first career NFL start, the Vikings pick up a primetime victory in Dallas. A final of 6-0. And they improved to 8-5-1. One big step closer to the NFL playoffs. That's the ball game. And for the Cowboys, their shot at the postseason is over. Their dreams have been dashed. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? A total of 134 yards for Jackson Wilson, the dual threat in his starting debut. Carried the ball 21 times and also made 14 catches. It's not the best performance, but a win is a win. See, that's all I care about. Shout out to the entire team, especially our defense. It's not easy coming into Dallas and putting up a 0, especially with all these offensive weapons the Cowboys supposedly have. I personally think they're overhyped year after year. Definitely made it look that way here tonight. But it's a great start. We got, I think, 4 games left, and we're in the driver's seat. We may not be winning the NFC North right now, but we are in a pretty good position to land a wild card spot if we can't catch the Lions. Detroit's the team to beat right now, but we do have a late season matchup with them coming up in, I think, week 17 or 18. We would love for that game to have meaning to it. I didn't quite get a touchdown, but I did achieve one of the objectives. I rushed for 6+ yards 3 or more times. And now we can upgrade some more skills. As you can see, we're now 8-5-1 on the season. Breathing down the necks of the Detroit Lions. They got a crucial head-to-head victory over us in Detroit earlier in the season, and that's the difference at this point. It also is worth mentioning that the top overall seed, the Philadelphia Eagles, 12-1, their only loss, the Minnesota Vikings. So in terms of this team competing, I don't have any doubt in that regard. Do I think we're the best team? Do I think we're realistically going to the Super Bowl at this point? No. But we definitely have earned a shot at the playoffs. And it's on us to execute down the final stretch. Let's take a look at our playoff tree as we head over to league info. If the postseason started today, we'd be on the road against the Atlanta Falcons, who beat us in Minnesota earlier this year. That was our home opener. That was a close contest, though. We only lost by 3, 34-31, and the difference was actually a pick 6. So that could go either way on you if that is indeed what the matchup ends up being. Not a surprise to see Baltimore and Philadelphia as the top overall seeds. They're no doubt the best teams on paper in the National Football League. So, oh, check that out. The Titans and the Raiders are still in the hunt. The 2 worst teams from the real-life NFL currently holding the 4th and 6th seeds. Very interesting. Gotta love that. But nothing's finalized yet. We'll see where everybody stands 4 weeks from now. If the good news is, while we don't have anything clinched, your boy's got his first start under his belt. Let's go to our core skills. Let's go to our carrying. That gives us silver secure carrier. The boys got to be protecting that pigskin at all times. That'll definitely do us good. All right, let's advance a week. Let's get healed up. Now let's get ready for another big game on the road against the New York Giants. The title of this game is Hot Streak. With winning comes higher expectations. Capture the momentum and keep your streak alive. We'd love that, especially with the playoffs just around the corner. What a time for your boy to be inserted into the starting lineup. Let's play. If you're new, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is Madden NFL 26 Superstar Mode, starring yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. Just made my first career NFL start. Picked up a total of 130 yards. A balanced attack, 66 yards on the ground, 68 yards through the air. And we picked up a 6-0 win over the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's see if we can get another big win, this time in the Meadowlands, against another NFC East opponent, the New York Giants. The Giants are also trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. We ended the Cowboys' hopes. Let's see if we can do the same to the G-Men. We are in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the home of the 4-time Super Bowl champion New York Giants. Their two most iconic victories was against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Not once, but twice. They beat the undefeated Patriots in 2007, and then knocked them off again in Indianapolis in 2012. No one will ever forget that. All right. Let's see if we can keep these guys down. We don't want to give up our streak tonight. Second career start for Action Jackson Wilson. The dual threat for the Minnesota Vikings, who can do damage both on the ground and through the air. We started out the last game with Wilson. This time we're going to go to the pass. The Vikings defense once again, for the second consecutive week, setting the tone with a crucial stop. See if the offense can take total control. Here's McCarthy looking for Wilson. He's got him. Jackson Wilson takes the hit right at the marker. Didn't quite get the first down, but he picked up 9. Second down and 1 for the Vikings. Jackson Wilson, who made 17 catches for 66 yards in the previous game against the Cowboys, trying to pick up right where he left off. Getting busy on the road against the Giants. Up the middle, that's a first down for Minnesota. There are the numbers for Wilson in the previous game. 66 yards on 21 carries. No touchdowns, but the Vikings didn't need any. The defense put up a goose egg. 6-0 was the final, courtesy of 2 field goals. Definitely going to have to score a touchdown this week, though. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that. First and 10, McCarthy takes the snap. Quick throw over the middle. Intended receiver was Justin Jefferson, but it's dropped incomplete as he took a hit from one of the Giant corners. I believe that was Bobby Okereke. Let's try a mountain smash here. Send Wilson to the outside. McCarthy. Wilson goes in motion. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson gets free, and he's got it on the sideline. Jackson Wilson with a possession catch, able to keep both his feet in bounds. He wins the one-on-one battle to the pigskin and sets up the Vikings in Giants territory. Vikings trying to build off momentum of an opening defensive stop. Here's a handoff to Jackson Wilson. He gets tackled a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Second down and 11. Now the Vikings will go play action here. 5 minutes to go. We're just getting rolling here in the first quarter. Scoreless tie between the Vikings and the Giants here in week 16 of Jackson Wilson's rookie year. McCarthy fakes the handoff, pitches it to Hawkinson, and Hawkinson picks up a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6 coming up as the Vikings enter field goal range from the 37. Wilson going in motion as McCarthy takes the snap. McCarthy under pressure throws to Wilson, and it's knocked out of his hands, incomplete. Wilson nearly had the first down, but a big play by the Giants defense to jar that ball free. Wilson looking back at his quarterback, McCarthy. Probably giving him a good compliment. It's good offense, but better defense. Got to tip your cap to the Giants there. But our offense does pick up the field goal, and we get another defensive stand. The Giants had the ball for a long period of time. I could be wrong, but I think they had a 1st and goal or something. They must have got aggressive and tried to go for the touchdown, but fell short. And it looks like I was right, because we're taking over at the 2-yard line. McCarthy out of the single back formation. He's going to leave it for Jackson Wilson. No, it's a fake. It's going to be C.J. Ham. Jackson Wilson was there to deliver a block, and Ham picked up 5 yards. That'll give the Vikings some breathing room from their own 7. There's a look at Brian Daboll, the coach of the New York Giants, looking to keep his season alive. Meanwhile, Kevin McConnell trying to take the Vikings back to the postseason for the 3rd time in 4 years. Again, they're going to go to Wilson out of the single back. Here's the snap. Up the middle goes Wilson. Wilson with a short gain. That brings up 3rd and 4. Empty stick. Pressure's going to be coming. Get ready. Snap to McCarthy. Quick throw to Wilson. 1st down, Minnesota. Right there is all you need. Keep it simple. If they send pressure, that should be open almost every time. Jackson Wilson keeps the offensive drive alive. Great awareness by McCarthy to read the play. And now with 5 minutes to go, Vikings will line up again. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy throws over the middle to Jefferson. That's complete for a gain of 5. Vikings not trying to go for the home run play. They honestly don't need to in this situation. Leading 3-0 with the second half kickoff in their back pocket. They can keep the Giants offense on the sideline. They'll be in good shape. Let's try a double cross. Wilson to the left of McCarthy in the backfield. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure is coming. The throw is caught by Wilson, and he slides to greatness for a 1st down. Wilson letting the Giants defense know, don't forget about me. Next up, we got red zone scissors. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure coming again, so we'll go right back to Wilson for another 5-yard gain. See, just keep the chains moving. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be major. It keeps the clock moving. Old school football. If I'm open, pass me the ball. They're going to be worried about Jefferson and Addison, so be it. That opens up the field for me. 2nd down and 5. Wide open again. Good. But McCarthy misses me. I would have had the 1st down if he put more behind that pass, but it's no good. 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings. 3:36 to go here in the first half. Good guys leading 3-0. As Jackson Wilson goes in motion. He's wide open again to the outside. Bullseye! J.J. McCarthy once again linking up with his rookie star. Jackson Wilson with his 6th catch. He's now got 53 receiving yards against the Giants today. A job well done by Jackson Wilson. You know what? Since we're having good fortune with the pass, let's keep going to it. Pressure again coming. Again it opens up Wilson, who makes the catch for a gain of 9. Heck yeah. Saving impact on my wear and tear while keeping the chains moving. Here's a handoff to Wilson on 2nd and 1. Up the middle, he gets nowhere. Burns made that tackle for the Giants. And he got shaken up. 3-0 Vikings. It's 3rd down and 2. 2:44 remaining here in the first half. Again, they go with the flat stick. McCarthy takes the snap. The throw, incomplete. Miscommunication. Jackson Wilson collided with Justin Jefferson. That would have been a first down otherwise, but the Vikings are going to have to punt it. Sorry, Jefferson, I'll take the blame for that one. Fourth and 2, and the Vikings will punt it away. The Giants get a touchdown, and they lead 7-3 with 41 seconds remaining here in the first half. Vikings take over from their own 30. McCarthy takes the snap. Look at this. They forgot about Wilson. He makes the catch. Wilson downfield inside the 40. Vikings got all 3 of their timeouts, and they'll use their first one. Look at Kevin McConnell with that smile on his face. Even after all this time, the Giants forgot about that left sideline. Jackson Wilson was there to exploit that on his 8th catch of the ball game. And now they're going to feed the hot hand on the slip screen. Vikings down 7-3, but they're looking to answer heading into halftime. Quick throw to Wilson. No block is there, and Wilson's going to get shoved out of bounds. 2nd down and 13. Guys, we got to be blocking. We have to be blocking, man. There's no exceptions. 2nd and 13, McCarthy. Wilson looking to bring some help. That's caught for a gain of 3. That brings up 3rd down and 10. Clock continues to move. We're at 18 seconds left. McCarthy takes the snap. Looking to throw. It is caught. And out of bounds is Felton. First down, Minnesota at the 23-yard line. The Vikings still have 2 timeouts. They got time for one more play before they kick the field goal. Here's McCarthy looking to throw. That's caught. And the Vikings will call for time. And it looks like we're going to be sending on the kicking unit right about now. Yep. The offense departs. On come the special teams. This should make it a 7-6 ball game heading into halftime. Jackson Wilson with a huge 30-plus yard catch to set this up for Minnesota. The field goal is good, and the Vikings will get the ball to begin the second half. Only trailing by 1 here in the Meadowlands against the New York Giants. Coach suggests opening with a run for Jackson Wilson. 5 seconds on the play clock. McCarthy gives it to him. Wilson goes up the middle for a positive gain of 4. That makes it 2nd down and 6. Wilson's done the majority of his damage through the air here today. And now on 2nd and 6, they'll motion him to the outside while posting up Jefferson in the middle. The snap. They're looking for Jefferson, and that frees up Jackson Wilson, who's now got 10 catches for 96 yards. Vikings looking to move the sticks right here. Quick handoff to Wilson on 3-and-1. Pressure coming. Wilson trying to get there, but he can't. Again, the pressure just too much up the middle. And the Vikings will have to punt. Take another look. Again, not enough blocking. If you just hold him there for just a split second more, I got a first down and much more. That's one thing we have to improve on is the offensive line. The line was working wonders the first 4 to 5 weeks, and then it just disappeared for whatever reason. The Giants pick up a field goal, and they extend their lead to 10-6. It'll be Vikings football from the 30. And we're going to go play action for McCarthy. McCarthy takes the handoff to Wilson. The throw to a wide open TJ Hawkinson. Inside Giants territory to the 41. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Here in the Meadowlands, the Giants have the lead, but it's not by much. Vikings are on the move, looking to rally. Only down by 4 as we enter the final 8 minutes. So far today, Jackson Wilson has a total of 101 yards. 95 of those have come through the air. And we're going to stay with that. As the Vikings are looking to at least get a field goal to cut this to 1. As McCarthy takes the snap. Looking for Jefferson, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. The Giants are overloading the left side, so Wilson's going to switch positions. 2nd and 10. Wilson, hard cut. Throw to the outside. That's caught for the first down. Big play by Justin Jefferson. The big-time players make the big-time plays. Now it's going to be a Wilson screen. McCarthy takes the snap. He'll flip it to Wilson. Great blocking on the outside. And Wilson's out of bounds after picking up a gain of 7. Wilson with 103 yards today on 11 catches. Danielle, it's great to have you in here. Glad we're keeping in touch. We can talk after I'm done with this, okay? I don't know how much longer it'll be, but we'll let the game decide that. 7:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Giants leading 10-6, but the Vikings are on the move. They only need 23 yards to retake the lead. This is huge for the Vikings. If they win, they almost lock up a playoff spot. But if they lose, that door is wide open. 3 seconds on the play clock up the middle. Giants bringing pressure. Wilson gets taken down. He did pick up a yard. But this top-ranked Giants defense refusing to allow big plays. 3rd down and 3 is coming up, and we're going to go back through the air. As you can see, I'm not doing much on the ground. We've had poor blocking, but through the air, it's been a different story. Let's do it again, right here. 6:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. McCarthy in the shotgun, Wilson to his left. He puts Wilson in motion, takes the snap. Wilson over the middle makes the catch, but it doesn't get anywhere. And the Vikings are going to have to settle for a field goal. Or are they? They're going to go for it right here. Who could blame them? We don't know if we're going to get this ball back or not. We got to go for the touchdown. We only need 3 yards to keep this drive alive. McCarthy takes the snap, throws to Wilson. Caught! It's caught! We got it! We clutched up again, and we're into the red zone. Come on, I may be a rookie, but I'm not afraid of the moment. I'm not. That's clutch. We're now under 6 minutes. Vikings keep it going. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. McCarthy in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Wilson. Good blocking. Wilson, hard cut. First down, Vikings to the 6. What a time for Jackson Wilson to pick up his first big carry of the game. Vikings are now 6 yards away from retaking the lead here in New York. This young, scrappy core of boys in the purple and gold trying to get a big victory here, extend the winning streak, and improve the 9-5-1, which would put them in the driver's seat for the NFL playoffs. They're going to go back to Wilson on the rush right here. And there's absolutely nowhere to go as the Giants brought pressure with Thibodeau. 2nd and goal coming up from the 9. There's absolutely no blocking whatsoever. All right, McCarthy takes the snap. Looking. He fires. Caught by Wilson. That's a good gain. 2 yards away from the end zone. 3rd and goal coming up. Boy, is this huge. McConnell, I don't like this. We're going to go to the gun. Or at least I want to. Now we got 13 seconds on the play clock. I want to go for the run, but we got to go pass right here. Here it is, wide open. Caught by Wilson for a touchdown. Vikings retake the lead as Jackson Wilson picks up his first tutty as a starter. And it couldn't have come at a bigger time. No, Danielle, 10 is not our score. It's higher than that. It's 13. And if you do the math, 13 is higher than 10. We currently have 12, but we will have 13 following this extra point. Can the defense hold it up? That's the only question. The offense does its job. They cashed in on 4th down in the red zone, and then Wilson found the end zone. The defense does its job. For the 2nd consecutive week, the Vikings are trying to emerge victorious with Wilson as the starting running back. And it would put us in the driver's seat for a postseason spot. And not only that, we'd be back in contention for the NFC North with a key head-to-head with the Detroit Lions coming up in a few weeks. The Vikings control their own destiny now. Here's McCarthy throwing over the middle to Jefferson. Jefferson makes the catch, and he gains about 9.5. The Giants will take their first time out. This game is far from over. We're only leading by 3, but if we can keep the chains moving and the Giants can burn the last of their timeouts, we'll be in tip-top shape. We just need inches to keep the chains moving. We're going to call timeout because I do not like that defense that they are in. I don't care if we've got inches to go. We're going to go pass. Again, we're going to attack that outside if possible. That's been working for us all game long. See if it works again. McCarthy in the single back formation takes the snap. McCarthy looking to throw. It's perfect! First down, Minnesota, inside the 20 to the 14. And we go out of bounds. Absolutely crucial. Now they pitch to Jackson Wilson to the outside. Can't get anywhere. And the Giants call their 2nd timeout. So following that loss of a yard, the clock frozen at 2:04, the Vikings will set up 2nd and 11 from the 15. Play action coming up again. There's a look at Wilson. Hasn't done much on the ground, but he does have a touchdown through the air, in addition to having over 100 yards. 2nd and 11. McCarthy, pressure coming. Wilson with a good block. McCarthy still is going to get sacked. Oh my gosh, all those blocks and we still couldn't find an open man. All right, 3rd down and 20. Looks like the Vikings are going to have to settle for a field goal. We'll just stick with the ground game right here to get it centered up. The Giants are going to have at least one timeout remaining and an opportunity to win the game unless the Vikings can pull a miracle out of their hat on this carry. Up the middle, Wilson still going. Oh, that was a heck of an effort right there. He got all the way to the 8-yard line before the Giants eventually forced fourth down. And now here come the Vikings special teams to make this a touchdown score. 1:54 to go. The Giants elect to use their last timeout. I'll tell you what, we took a shot at it. We may not have gotten the first, but we'll take a 15 to 16-yard carry any day of the week. Vikings get the field goal, and the defense does its job in sealing another crucial victory on the road. Defense wins championships, and the Vikings are showing it down the stretch of Jackson Wilson's rookie regular season. Another solid performance by Wilson, 147 total yards, 116 through the air, 31 on the ground. Vikings are 2-0 with me behind center. So, we're doing something right. We may not have rushed for a touchdown, but we had a receiving touchdown that ended up being the difference in the game, 6 points. Thanks, Danielle. Definitely appreciate it. But we can only celebrate this for so long. We got a long way to go. This isn't the end of our season by any means. I wish it was the final game, because then, if it's the final game of the season and we're on the victorious side, that'd be the Super Bowl. But we're getting way too ahead of ourselves in that regard. All right, anyways, onward. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Jackson Wilson, bringing it to you. Doing this for the glory of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We'll let you guys know Jesus loves you. Happy early Easter. I don't care who you guys are or what you've been through. He died on the cross for the forgiveness of your sins, to free you from the condemnation of your past wrongdoings, so you could be convicted, that you could be repentant, and that you could be saved. So if you haven't made Jesus your Lord and Savior, I pray that you would do so now. He's the reason for the season. He's the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through Him, and He's the reason, and I'm here giving you this message. Now, back to the gameplay. 9 wins for the Vikings in 15 games. 2 remaining. And it looks like we've locked up a playoff spot, or we're very, very close. Let's advance the week and see what happens. Man, this season has definitely flown by, guys. All right, here's what's at stake. The Detroit Lions are in town, in Minnesota. The Vikings are a half game behind the Lions for the NFC North title. If we win, we could win the division. If we lose, the title goes to the Lions, and we'll probably have to settle for a wild card spot. Because even if we lose this week, it's not panic time. Because according to our playoff picture, it looks to me like we are 2 games ahead of the 49ers and the Cardinals. So really, unless we lose out and the 49ers or the Cardinals win out, we're in the playoffs, whether we win the North or not. But you best believe we want to win this division so we can get home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. This has been a very successful campaign for us thus far. We'd love nothing more than to bring playoff football back to Minneapolis in front of our great fans. All right, let's look at this week's game plan.
It's on to a new week for Minnesota. And next on the schedule are the Lions. It's a week where running backs may actually get more use as receivers instead.
We can feast on man coverage. That's right up my alley because it comes down to effort. Comes down to hunger. Wanting that ball more than your opponent. So it looks like I'll be matched up with a linebacker or a safety. This will be an opportunity for me to use my speed and agility. Great opportunities for one-on-one matchups in the passing game. I like the sound of that. That's great to hear, Danielle. Me, on the other hand, I'll be working on Easter. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to spend time with my family. But that's okay, because God is my ultimate family. He's always with me wherever I go. So. All right, before we get into this game, let's go to our skills. Let's see, what can I use here? Definitely got to upgrade that catching. Especially if I'm going to play the wide receiver role against the Lions. A very high-octane team. They're good on both sides of the ball. They beat us in Detroit earlier this year. This is our chance to get payback and potentially take the NFC North from them. All right, without further ado, let's play. 2 games left in the regular season. But hopefully that's not the end for me in terms of being a rookie. We want the playoffs. We're setting a high standard here in Minnesota. A tradition of winning. And ultimately, stacking up Super Bowls. This is where it needs to start. Winning primetime games like this. The Lions and the Vikings, 2 NFC North rivals hungry for a division title. Ready to do battle here at US Bank Stadium. The Jeller horn has sounded. That can only mean one thing. It's time for more Minnesota Vikings football. Here at the bank, J.J. McCarthy leading the troops onto the field. The Lions, who lead the season series, following a victory in Detroit earlier in the year, looking to lock up the NFC North here tonight. While it won't be guaranteed for the Vikings if they win, they can control their own destiny if they handle their business this afternoon. A sellout crowd here in the North, Minneapolis, for some playoff football 2 weeks early. So the Lions get the ball first, and they get a field goal on their opening drive. So now here are the Vikings. Jackson Wilson making his 3rd career start. The Vikings are undefeated ever since he came into the starting lineup. They beat the Cowboys and the Giants on the road. Now they're looking to get some home cooking started against the Lions. They told Jackson Wilson he's going to get a lot of wide receiver action, and he gets right down to business right there, making a 3-yard catch. And now they got some extra exchange right there. The rivalry already kicking in. Jackson Wilson picking up 7 yards there. And now here we go on 2nd and 7. Wilson in the backfield with McCarthy to his left. McCarthy takes the snap. Again, they'll free up Jackson Wilson. He makes the catch, and it's a Vikings first down. Jackson Wilson getting right down to business and executing the assignment of the offensive coordinator. Winning a lot of one-on-one battles. Looking to put the team on his back. and free up space for his other stars, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. McCarthy takes the snap. He throws. That's caught by Addison for another Vikings first down. Excellent work by this Minnesota offense. They're officially in Lions territory at the 49.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Stick with what's worked for us. Stick with the pass. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy again to Wilson on the outside. That's caught for a gain of 6. Lions want to bring pressure. Be our guest. We'll go to the outside.
A 6-yard
Double cross play coming up now. 2nd and 4 from the 43. Over the middle. Wilson again. First down, Minnesota. He faked to the middle. And he went left again. Until they cover it, let's keep exploiting it. Empty flat stick. Continue to execute to the outside. Wilson over there with Justin Jefferson. Jefferson's right there wide open for a small gain. 2nd down and 8 from the 36. Anzalone made that tackle for the Detroit Lions. McCarthy again in the shotgun. Vikings working quickly, trying to get this crowd into it. Tie or take the lead. Capture the momentum. McCarthy to throw. Pressure coming. And it is complete for another Vikings first down, this time on the right sideline. Gain of 14 yards, and we're now at the 22. Now we're going to try a Wilson run. McCarthy takes the snap. Up the middle goes Wilson. That's a positive gain of 5. Vikings continue to push all the right buttons on this drive. They're definitely in position for a tie at least. But can they go further and reach the end zone with the NFC North potentially on the line in this game here tonight? Wilson again to the outside. That's batted away. And the Lions finally make a stop right there. Now the Vikings will slow it down on 3rd and 5. Going to cut back over the middle again. 3rd and 5 coming up as McCarthy lines them up. Takes the snap. The check down is available, but Addison is right there. Addison fighting for the touchdown, but he's a yard short. 1st and goal coming up. And now the Vikings will feed Wilson. Wilson had a touchdown last week through the air. Now he tries to pick up his first rushing touchdown as a starter. And it comes against the Lions. Jackson Wilson is in there. And this crowd at US Bank Stadium erupts as the Vikings throw a counterpunch to their NFC North rivals. They knew what was coming, but Jackson Wilson with enough strength to break the plane. He's now got 2 touchdowns as a starter, 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. That's what Jackson Wilson's all about, balance. He's got as much receiving yards as rushing yards, maybe even more now, even though running back is his natural position. He's taken a lot of passion in being Christian McCaffrey 2.0. It's games like this where he can prove himself, because like the offensive coordinator was telling me, you're going to have to win a lot of wide receiver battles one-on-one, and so far Wilson has done it. He helped lead that scoring drive for the Vikings, but the Lions march right down and get a touchdown of their own. They lead 10-7. Again, it'll be Vikings ball in a mesh spot formation. It is game on here in the NFC North between the Lions and the Vikings. Wilson to the outside, makes the catch for a gain of 3. I didn't even need to call for that time. McCarthy knows where to go with it. The pressure was definitely coming. And now on 2nd and 7. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson cuts over the middle. McCarthy elects to go to the right side. That'll be completed for a gain of about 4. 3rd down and 4 is coming up for the Vikings. Trailing the Lions 10-7. Now Wilson's going to change it up here. 3rd down and 4. Wilson buying time. Fakes. The throw. Jefferson! right there, and he's still going. Past midfield to the 47.
It's a gain of 11. And the Vikings
That's why he's on the team, folks. Justin Jefferson, do your thing, my man. We may have a tough battle on our hands, but the Vikings are here to compete here tonight. Quick throw to Wilson downfield. Caught at the 30.
That's another
Yes, sir. We got that killer check down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
You want me to be a wide receiver, coach? I've got you. Wilson right there. I wish I wouldn't have slid there, but it is what it is. 1st and 10 at the 30. Wilson fakes, curls, got another first down. Look at Jackson Wilson weave through that Lions defense, winning one 1v1 battle after another. And one of Wilson's favorite songs is playing in the background. Judas Priest, you got another thing coming. And now they hand it off to Wilson up the middle. Wilson makes one man miss and picks up 4 yards on that carry. 2nd down and 6 for the Vikings, who are once again looking for the end zone. Now they're going to send Wilson to the right. Wilson, as McCarthy lines up in single back formation. Wilson sneaking to the right sideline. Trying to win this one-on-one battle right here. He does, but the Vikings elect to go over the middle instead. That's going to be a gain of 3. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up
All right, we're going to go with the slip screen right here. First time we've attempted this today. We need solid blocking if we're going to get this 1st down. McCarthy takes the snap, flips it to Wilson. The blocking was there, but it came a little bit too late. The Lions with the defensive stop, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 5, and the Vikings are going to have to settle for a field goal. It's not a lost cause. I wish we would have had the touchdown, but a tie game is better than trailing. McConnell reassembles the troops. Wilson right there at the forefront. Vikings kick the ball through, but the Lions march down and score another touchdown. And they did it right before the half. 17-10 Detroit. And it looks like the Vikings are just going to run this with the Lions in touchdown prevent. Here comes Wilson, and he still can't get anywhere. Vikings take their first time out. All right, we're going to go mesh. They're going to give us at least a little bit of this field to operate in. Take advantage of it. Look for me down the right sideline. The snap. The throw. That is caught. Gain of 6. Vikings might as well use their timeouts. 3rd down and 4 coming up. Now we're going to take a shot downfield. We got 1 timeout left. If the check down's there, take it. Jefferson looking, throwing. He's got Wilson. It's caught, and they call their final timeout. Hey, it's better to have a shot from midfield and way back in your own territory. Good job by Wilson to make that catch and call the timeout all in one motion. All right, here we go. It's now or never. We need a touchdown right here. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy is going to let loose down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Lions were ready for it, and that'll take us to halftime. Detroit 17, Minnesota 10. The Lions 16 solid minutes away from wrapping up the NFC North Championship. Vikings, on the other hand, looking to rally and take the lead for themselves. McCarthy animated on the sideline, firing up his teammates. As we take a look at our halftime stats, McCarthy with a great start, 141 yards, 17 of 19. Wilson is his top receiver with 89 of those yards. And now the Vikings are going to look to march down and tie this game up. They take over from the 30-yard line. We're just getting rolling here in the second half here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Week 17 of 18. Vikings are in position for a playoff spot, but they're looking to take a step further. Steal the NFC North from the Detroit Lions with a comeback win here today. McCarthy fakes the handoff, and he'll start with Wilson over the middle. That's caught, and he breaks the plane for the first. The Lions keep forgetting about Jackson Wilson on this play action. You can see Wilson with just 4 carries here today, but he's been very busy through the air. Here's McCarthy again on play action. He wants Wilson. That's caught. Wilson breaking free down the sideline.
Gain of 19 yards. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the...
Sorry if my voice sounds a little hoarse today, guys. But that's not going to stop me from bringing you the broadcast. We're still cranking up the intensity. We're giving you this quality gameplay here on Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Jackson Wilson fighting through the adversity, both in real life and on the game. Let's see if we can keep this train rolling and tie this game up. In this case, keep this ship a-sailing. McCarthy takes the snap. Again, he's got Wilson making a catch. Wilson getting that extra yardage on that effort and picking up another Vikings first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 from the 30. McCarthy. Again in play action. Again he wants Wilson. That's caught. Gain of 3. Second down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Lions 27-yard line.
We're going to keep attacking right here. Be ready. Right here. Caught by Wilson. Gain of 3. We'll take that check down. All right, 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Trying to move the sticks again. McCarthy. Pressure coming. He's got Wilson. Caught. First down, Vikings. Look at your boy go. 15 catches for 125 yards in the biggest game of the season. Coach, I love the idea of a screenplay, but I have a feeling it's not going to work. Now McCarthy moves into the shotgun formation. Jackson Wilson going in motion from left to right. He's going over the middle again. This time it's Jefferson. Jefferson nears the first down. Comes inches short. And now they'll give it to Jackson Wilson right here. Vikings looking to move the 6. 2nd and inches from the 8. Here's McCarthy handing it off. Wilson up the middle, first down, Minnesota. Vikings are 6 yards away from tying this game up.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
All right, I think now is the time for a rush. Come on, we need good blocking right here. McCarthy hands it off to Wilson. Wilson scores again! 2 rushing touchdowns today for Jackson Wilson. And we have got ourselves a classic in the making here in Week 17. The Lions 17 and the Vikings 17, as long as we can cash in the extra point. Jackson Wilson, who has become the man of the hour here tonight, with all of Minneapolis behind him. 4:10 to go here in the 3rd. Lions and Vikings have traded the lead twice now. And we've also had 3 ties. The defense gets the stop. And now we're going to have an opportunity to take the lead. Let's go play action right here to the outside. And if I can go in motion, I'm going to go to the right. They're going to be looking for me to go left. All right, we're going to stick with it right here. McCarthy takes the snap. Fakes it. Wilson, open up the middle. That's caught. Faked them again, guys. They thought I was going left. I saw an opening up the middle, and I went right through there. Gain of 9 for Jackson Wilson. He is putting together an all-time performance for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, Madden wants to show my rushing stats, but wait till you see my receiving yards today. 2nd and 1. Handoff to Wilson. Wilson first down and on the carry. Wilson's only carried the ball 7 times, but he's getting what he has to on almost every single one of them. And now we got an injured Viking being helped to the stretcher. It's not a time for injuries, not this time of the year. Hopefully he's all right, because regardless of what happens today, we're in pretty good position for the playoffs. We're just playing for something extra. We're playing for the NFC North, and we've got a shot at it, dadgummit. Man, they're leaving that left side wide open once again. You know what we're going to do? We're going to throw it to Wilson. He picks up a gain of 2. That throw is a little bit off the mark, but we will take the positive gain regardless. McCarthy again in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Wilson hard cut, but he goes to the right sideline. That's complete. Teammates are following suit. I love it. And now we're just going to stick the quarterback sneak. Right here, McCarthy. Do your job, man. Nice clean dive. That's all we need. McCarthy, first down. Minnesota. Let's go, baby.
It's a gain of 2. And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10.
1:15 to go in the third. Fresh set of downs for the Vikings from their own 41. Wilson to the outside with Jefferson. The throw to Wilson is incomplete. Late hit right there, but there's no penalty. Now we'll get back in the slot out formation. And motion Wilson to the right side. Look at Wilson all over this field. Look at that opening right there. Beat him. We beat him. Let's go. We beat him on the outside. I just need a little bit of pocket of air, especially with my improved attribute with the catching. And Jackson Wilson has just set an NFL record with 18 receptions in a game. We want this, y'all. We want the North. 3rd and 1 coming up from midfield at the 49. This is going to be a run play out of the gun. We need good blocking right here. McCarthy takes the snap, and Wilson cannot get it. The Lions stop it. And it looks like we're going to punt this. That is a tough break for Minnesota. 3rd down and 1. All we needed was good blocking, and we could not execute. We went with what coach suggested, and it failed. Lions get the ball back, but the defense, again, stands up. Vikings ball coming up from the Detroit 12. I don't know how this happened, but we got to take advantage. Here's Wilson cutting. The throw to the right side. It's caught for a gain of 8 to the 3. Guys, we're hungry. We're hungry for the end zone. 2nd down and 2 coming up from the 3. It's going to be the 9th carry of the game for Wilson. He's already got 2 touchdowns. Potentially looking for number 3 right here. And he can't get it. He stopped. 3rd down and 2 coming up from the 4. All right, you guys want to be that way? Let's go to the pass. Why not? Why not? Be ready for that outside. McCarthy. Wilson. No, it's Jefferson. He's got it. Vikings touchdown. Vikings lead. What a play by JJ. JJ to JJ. Look at Wilson with that block. Wilson was in the vicinity, and by contacting his defender, that gave McCarthy and Jefferson just enough space to cash that in. 23-17 Minnesota. With 6:25 to go, I cannot believe we are in this position. The Lions tie it. 24-24. So here's where we stand, guys. It's our ball from our own 30. We control our own destiny with 3:22 left on the clock. If we play our cards correctly, we can not only move the ball downfield and score, but eat up the rest of this clock and walk out of here with a win. Wilson in motion with 2 on the play clock. The snap and the pass to Jefferson. That's caught for a gain of 7. Jefferson, who just caught a touchdown for the Vikings on the previous drive. Makes that play, and now we got 2nd down and 7. Under 3 minutes to go. They're overloading the left side, so Wilson's going to move towards the middle. Snap to McCarthy. The throw over the middle again. It's Jefferson. And Jefferson, look at him go! Jefferson all the way to midfield. And the clock continues to wind. 2:35 and ticking. We are not in any rush right now. We're going to take this down all the way to 2:04 before we snap this. And we're going to go with an HB wheel. McCarthy in the shotgun, trying to lead a potential NFC North clinching drive for the Vikings. Takes the snap. He's got Wilson over the middle. That's caught. Wilson able to hang on for a 5-yard gain. Wilson hanging on for dear life. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. The 10-5 Lions, 24. The 9-5 Vikings, 24. Only one team can win, or both teams could tie. We've already had a tie this year, but now is not a time for ties. We've got to win if we want to win the North, or have a chance at it next week. The Vikings would flip-flop the Lions by a half game in the standings if they can pull this off here today. McCarthy takes the snap. Pressure is coming. He throws to a wide-open Hawkinson for a 1st down. 1st down, Vikings at the 38. The Lions are not calling any timeouts. So we're going to keep that clock ticking. We got at least 3 more plays to work with. We either drain the clock down or the Lions burn all 3 of their timeouts. Pick your poison, Dan Campbell. As long as we don't turn the ball over, we should be in terrific shape. Take it all the way down. Be smart with your passing, McCarthy. Be ready for that outside. 6 to go. Wilson in motion. 3 seconds, and now we take a timeout. Yeah, that was a disguise coverage. We're not falling for it. I tried to motion to see what was up. Didn't pan out. All right, we'll go to a slot out instead. I'll try to wrap around the middle. But McCarthy, you can't take a sack here. You got to get a little bold, but at the same time, you got to be careful. If it's open over the middle, hit me. Or Addison, that works too. Good catch. And now the Lions are going to take a timeout. Great job, McCarthy. Way to use all your weapons. I've been the top weapon today, but my teammates are also doing their role. Justin Jefferson's made as many big catches as I have. 2nd and 3. We're going to run this ball. Another 1st down here would be absolutely crucial for the Vikings. Can Wilson pick it up? Yes, he can! Up the middle goes the kid with a dream. Jackson Wilson.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background, but where I live is about 6 miles from an airport, and you can hear the roar of an airplane as it takes off above my apartment. I'm kind of like an airplane right now. I'm on the launch pad. I'm on the runway. Ready for action. First and 10. Now the Vikings can run the ball right here. Lions only have one timeout left. All Jackson Wilson has to do is protect the pigskin. Here he goes. Wilson up the middle for a gain of 5, and there's the final timeout by Dan Campbell. Jackson Wilson with the game of his life, and it could amount to an NFC North championship. This place here at US Bank is ready to erupt. Second down and 5. Another handoff to Wilson. Wilson up the middle. Picks up about 1. Clock continues to wind. Vikings are going to take this all the way down to about 32. No, that was poor math on my part. It's going to be about 0-22 before we take a timeout. 3rd and 4 from the 10. And it looks like it's just going to be a kneel for J.J. McCarthy. Actually, no. We're going to run it. Because I don't know if they're going to even let me quarterback kneel this. You know, it's best to carry it. All we have to do is hang on to it. If we don't get the first, we don't get the first. But hey, if, for instance, we run up the middle and get a touchdown, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. This should be the final rush play of today's game. See what this comes about for Wilson. McCarthy hands it off. Wilson up the middle for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2.
Vikings, first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And now here come the special teams. Jackson Wilson nearly had his 3rd touchdown in today's game. He was 2 yards short, but he did his job right there. The Vikings offense, so clutch. They get in position to kick the game-winning field goal. And we lost the game. How does that happen? Oh, wait a minute. We didn't lose. But we're down 31-24 with just 2 minutes left. Wait a minute. Let me look at the stats. Hold on a second. You can't be serious. We didn't win the game? How? Oh, this is the scoring plays. This isn't all the plays. I don't understand, man. I don't. Like, what is going on here? Did McConnell just let the clock run because I didn't call timeout, or did we just miss the kick? I don't know what happened, man. What the heck is going on? I can't find out what happened. This is ridiculous. And now we have to go all the way down the field just to settle for a tie. But I'll tell you what, if we drive down and get a touchdown, we're going for 2. And we are fortunate that this is not our season on the line. Thankfully, it's just the NFC North. But we had it, bro. We had the ball at the 2-yard line with 11 seconds left with a timeout. I get taken off the field, so I can't do anything about it, at least I don't think. Why is it on me to call the timeouts? Why can't coach just do it? Maybe he did call timeout. Maybe we just missed it. I don't know. But either way, this is ridiculous. Well, we don't have to rush, though. We have to go 70 yards, but we got 2 minutes to do it. 5 seconds on the play clock. McCarthy takes the snap. McCarthy looking to throw. McCarthy lets it fly, and it is caught for the first down at the 48. Vikings move up the midfield. Fresh set of downs to work with. McCarthy looking for Wilson. He can't make the catch. McCarthy's pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. We have to have a touchdown to avoid a loss. I cannot believe we're in this position right now. Wilson over the middle makes the catch. Great effort right there for a gain of 7. I'll tell you right now, guys, it ain't our fault we didn't score on that final play. We were in position to kick it. We failed. 3rd and 3. Quick throw over the middle. It's caught by Wilson and a first down. We got 2 timeouts left. Let's continue to utilize them. Ball at the 37-yard line. McCarthy takes the snap. Again, the middle is open. That's been open all day for Jackson Wilson. A gain of 6. Save the timeouts. 55 seconds to go. Ball at the 31. Is it open again? Yes, it is. Caught by Wilson. Timeout, Minnesota. Now, save that final timeout. We're going to need it. We got to stop that clock. Somehow, some way, the Vikings are still breathing life after that missed opportunity. Oh, my gosh. I cannot believe this. Okay, on this play, I'm going to go straight through the middle. McCarthy takes the snap. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Caught by Wilson. Hurry up offense, hurry up offense. Go, go, go. 2nd and 2 from the 17. Again, McCarthy putting Wilson in motion. Come on, we got to get the snap off. Got to get the snap off. Go, go, go. Throw it, throw it. First down, first down. Take a timeout. Take that final timeout. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. This has been an absolute classic. We're going to have to go hurry up offense or get out of bounds one way or the other. McCarthy takes the snap. Throws it over the middle or goes to the right side. That's going to be caught and out of bounds at the 9. 2nd down and 6. Come on. Please be open over the middle. This would be a dream situation for me right here. McCarthy takes the snap. The pressure is coming. Oh, my goodness. 1st and goal at the 1. And you know what? We are not going to run this. They're going to be expecting the run. If they stop us, the game is over. We got nothing to lose now. We're going for the touchdown on the outside. 1st and goal at the 1. Throw it. Yes, we did! Touchdown number 3 for Jackson Wilson in this game. Will it give me the opportunity to choose if we want to go for 2 or not? You better go for 2, coach. We've got nothing to lose going for 2 right now, and we are. We're going for it all right here. Nope, we're not running it. We're staying to the outside. We have to stay to the outside. Here we go. This is for the NFC North. For the Lions, for the Vikings, It would give them an opportunity to clinch next week. McCarthy takes the snap. He throws. He's hit. Incomplete. And the Lions win the NFC North. Before he could blink, the Lions were on top of him, and Kevin McConnell hangs his head in frustration. He cannot believe the Vikings just lost this game. A crushing defeat as the Lions celebrate the NFC North Championship on the road in Minneapolis. Jackson Wilson played the game of his life, but it was not enough. 3 touchdowns, the all-time NFL record in total receptions. Look at those numbers. 256 total yards. The Vikings had the ball at the Detroit 2 with 11 seconds to go. All they had to do was kick a field goal and win the game. I have no idea what happened because the game simmed and we went to overtime, and all of a sudden we're down by a touchdown. But even so, Wilson leads a game-tying drive for the Vikings, and they had a chance to go for 2 and win the game. But this offensive line, which has let J.J. McCarthy down so many times in the second half of this season, and myself included, poor blocking. McCarthy didn't have time to make that final throw, which Wilson would have had a shot at, because let's be honest, that play was going to be for me. If anyone was going to make that play right there, it was going to be me, because they had the middle covered, and I knew the pressure was going to be coming, so we had to make a throw to the outside, and it had to be quick, because we definitely weren't getting in on the run, I can tell you that. With this offensive line, I just don't have any confidence in this offensive line, but it is what it is. We shouldn't have been in this position to begin with. We should have won this game at a field goal at the buzzer. That should have been what happened. We either missed it or McConnell just let the clock run after pulling me off the field. I don't know. But all I know is we had 1 timeout left. Maybe it was on me to call timeout. I don't know. But the next time we're in that position, I'm going to call a timeout and see what happens, even when I'm getting pulled off the field. But I don't think you can call timeout when you're taken off the field. If that's the case, that's cheese. That's absolute cheese. Now, if we miss the kick, okay, that's not a McConnell. I can understand. That's another Blair Walsh memory for the Vikings. But regardless, the Lions win the game 31-30. A much-deserved win for them. I mean, we don't deserve to win, especially after squandering that fourth quarter opportunity. I mean, we fought back in overtime, but it wasn't meant to be. We had our chance to beat them in regulation, and we blew it. But the season's not over. We got 1 game left to play, and we're probably heading for the playoffs. But we'll see what happens.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most stage in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got this, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shout it, he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got 3?
I'm at a loss for words, man. How did we lose that game? And you know what? In the back of my mind, I was like, why don't we just try and run this in? I mean, I know it's crazy, but I don't know. I'm just blabbering at this point. So frustrating, man. Let's look at this box score. For those of you just joining us, we had a 2-point conversion for the win. We didn't get it. And the Lions beat us 31-30 in overtime to win the NFC North. Look at the player stats. Look at yours truly in this game. On receiving, 26 catches, 188 yards, a touchdown. And on top of that, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns on 13 carries. and I caught the game-tying touchdown in overtime. Well, it wasn't really the game-tying touchdown. It was the touchdown that set us up for the do-or-die 2-point conversion. But your boy made the play, and it wasn't my fault that we didn't get the final 2 points. I had an open look, but McCarthy just didn't have enough time to get rid of the ball. That's not the wide receiver's fault. I mean, it just is what it is. I hate that we lost that like that, especially what was on the line for us. Well, whoever it was, whether it was a coach or our kicker, they completely botched those final 12 seconds of the fourth quarter. We had the ball at the 2-yard line, in field goal range. The Lions are out of timeouts. All we have to do is call that final timeout and kick the ball through. McConnell either didn't call the timeout or the kicker just missed it. One or the other. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think we can look at the kicker. It's on McConnell. McConnell didn't kick the field goal. Oh my gosh, y'all. He pulled me off the field, didn't call timeout, and we don't score there? Coach McConnell just costed us the NFC North, potentially. Man, that's frustrating. But I tell you what, Coach, this better not happen in the playoffs. You're fortunate that this didn't cost us our season. It only cost us a division title. And I give the Lions credit. They deserve it. They're a heck of a team. But man, this was our title to win. We could have been 3-0 with me at the running back position, at the starting running back. But we lost on something that was completely out of my control. Unbelievable. And again, maybe it was on me to call that final timeout while I was walking off the field. I don't know. But I had no way of knowing that. I shouldn't have to be the one to call timeout. That's the coach's job. He never calls timeouts. I'm the one who has to do it. That's crazy. That's diabolical. All right, let's move on before I snap. All right. We're back at home against another NFC North rival, the Green Bay Packers. This to wrap up the regular season. Let's take a look at our updated playoff picture to see if we've clinched. Yes, we have. That's what that X means. The Lions win the NFC North, which was very, very painful for us considering that could have been us playing for that this week. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you win the division or not. If you make the playoffs, you've got just as much of a chance as the division champion to win the Super Bowl. Now, you would love to have home field advantage, of course, but, you know, if you really look back on things, realistically, when we started this season, we weren't expected to be a playoff team, I think, to begin with. So I think we're overachieving with this young squad. Yes, we have star wide receivers in Justin Jefferson, but with a second-year quarterback, a rookie running back, you wouldn't really expect the Vikings going a deep run this year. Now, the future is definitely bright for us, but what an opportunity this is going to be. We're going to have a chance to play in the NFL postseason. Now, the only question is, where are we going to be headed for our first road game? Because it's now a certainty that 100% that we're going to be on the road, because all wildcard teams have to open up away from home. Home field advantage goes to the 4 division winners. Right now, the Falcons have the 4th seed, and we're the 5. So, if the playoffs started today, we'd be headed for Atlanta, which I personally would love that, because the Falcons are definitely a beatable team, and we honestly should have beat them when we lost them in week 2. That was our home opener where a pick 6 decided it. Ultimately, 34-31 was the final. So, let's get this final game out of the way against Green Bay. This game is mainly for seeding positioning, but unfortunately it does not ruin our playoff chances. Our playoff chances are now guaranteed. So let's have a little chat about taking the next steps. Who am I talking to? Hopefully it's not
All the hard work
Coach.
he's been putting in has not gone unnoticed. It has attracted the attention of one of the team's top players, who knows the importance of helping teammates take that next step.
Doing a little bonding with JJ. Heatav, are you just tuning in? That's actually a very important question. Are you just tuning in? There's a reason I'm asking you that. I'll get to that after you give me your response. I'm keeping it humble, JJ. I'm just a rookie. I got plenty of room to grow. But man, Heatav, I need to show you something. I'm sorry to all the viewers that are already here, but as one of my top subscribers and supporters, Heatav deserves to know this. You're not going to believe it. Our coach pulled a Chambers. So first things first, we've clinched a playoff spot. That's the good news, Heatav. We're going the postseason as a rookie, and I'm in the starting lineup. So, now, look at the Lions. They've won the NFC North. But the reason for that is because in the previous game, in our head-to-head against the Lions, if we can even find our schedule, this game right here, 31-30 in overtime. The Lions denied us a game-winning two-point conversion in overtime to win the North. Now, to end the fourth quarter, we had the ball at the 2-yard line with 10 seconds left with a timeout. Coach does not use the timeout, and we don't kick the game-winning field goal. As a result, we don't score. The game remains tied, 24-24. The Lions go up 31-24. Your boy catches the game-tying touchdown, or what? Well, actually, it wasn't a game-tying touchdown. It was a touchdown to set up the potential game winner. I'm wide open for the game winner, but McCarthy gets hit. The quarterback gets hit before he can even get it to me. Look at my stats in this game. Remember, I'm a running back. Look at my receiving yards. And fittingly, you just put charcoal in the comment section, Heatav. Look at this. 188 yards, 26 catches, an NFL record. Hardest difficulty in the game. And we still lost the game. David, great to have you, man. Just going on a little mini rant before we get into our final regular season game. We lost the game with these kind of stats. It's unbelievable. I scored 3 touchdowns, and it still wasn't enough. Very tough luck, Heatav. But the good news, we've clinched a playoff spot. We're going to have to settle for a wild card. Hey, don't feel bad about that, Davic. You're number one still in my book. Both of you guys are. I appreciate you both. Now, with that being said, 1 game left to play in the regular season. We're in the playoffs no matter what happens today. But man, let's get the charcoal stoked and let's end on a win so we can go in with some momentum. Sunday night primetime. NFC North rivalry. Packers, Vikings from Minneapolis. Let's roll.
National Football League.
The former Heisman Trophy winner, Jackson Wilson, and the Minnesota Vikings taking the field for a postseason tune-up. A sellout crowd here at the U.S. Bank, ready to cheer their team into the playoffs. Wilson and the boys getting hyped up for this rivalry contest against the Green Bay Packers, whom the Vikings can eliminate from postseason contention with a series sweep and a victory here tonight. The Packers are on the edge, dangling by a thread with an 8-7-1 record. They must win tonight, and there's a look at the Vikings. 9 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. It has been a topsy-turvy season with a lot of learning experiences and a lot of shifts in the rotation, the biggest one being Jackson Wilson inserted into the starting lineup in Week 13. The Vikings are 2-1 since he became a starter, and honestly, they should be 3-0 if McConnell was actually making smart coaching decisions. But that's in the past. We can't dwell on it. Let's get into this one. The Packers get the ball first. The Vikings get a stop. And here he comes in his NFL threads for the Minnesota Vikings, Jackson Wilson, coming off a historic game in which he broke the all-time NFL record with 26 receptions as a dual threat, picked up over 200 yards in the game. And now let's see what we got for the Packers. Dem cheeseheads. Get that charcoal stoked so we can have some grilled cheese. We're going to start with Wilson in play action. They throw over the middle. First down, Minnesota. Wilson up the middle. Big gain right there. 22 yards. Packers already looking lackadaisical on defense. Miscommunication. And Wilson continues to eat people alive in a one-on-one. Picking that zone apart. It didn't take long. Usually when Hetav puts charcoal in the comments section, good things happen. And that's exactly what you just witnessed. Wilson may be a running back, but he's equally dangerous, maybe even more so, at the wide receiver position. They're going to stick with him right here, but they're going to go to Hawkinson. Hawkinson makes the catch for a gain of 3. That brings up 2nd down and 7. Just getting rolling here in the season finale. In the NFL's regular campaign, Vikings have already clinched a playoff spot. They'll be hitting the road next week. The question is, where will they be playing? That outcome is based on the result of this game. Snap to McCarthy. Wilson hard cut over the middle. Sliding catch for a gain of 6. That brings up 3rd down and 1. All right, we need good blocking here, guys. Need 1 yard for the first. Wilson lines up behind McCarthy in the single back formation. Handoff to Wilson. Makes a man miss, but he still can't pick up the first. Packers make the stop. The Vikings did not bring enough support there. As you can see, Wilson made a man miss, but unfortunately he gets taken down. So the Vikings will have to punt it, and McConnell will bring the troops in for a meeting. Our defense has been making a lot of big plays these past couple of weeks. But unfortunately, they can't right there. Packers go up 7-0. Now the Vikings get another crack on offense. They'll begin this drive from their own 30. McCarthy in the shotgun formation with Wilson to his left. McCarthy takes the snap. He's got Wilson over the middle. That's caught on a slide for a gain of 7. Hot start for Jackson Wilson here today. 3 catches, 35 yards. Let's go back to that same play again. This time we're going to go to the opposite side. Wilson going in motion right here. Going to get that mismatch speed-wise. Here we go. 2nd and 3. Oh, excuse me. Made you miss. First down. May I have this dance, says Wilson. It's first down, Minnesota. The playoff-bound Vikings trying to rally after falling into an early 7-0 hole against the Packers. Play action. McCarthy to Wilson. That's caught on a roll. Wilson showing off his athleticism at every corner. 2nd down and 2. If you guys don't cover it, we're going to keep going to it. Wilson not afraid to put in that heavy workload. Snap to McCarthy. Here's Wilson again, but this time it's Hawkinson. Everybody making plays for the Vikings on this drive. The big tight end, TJ Hawkinson, who led the team in receiving yards for a while until Jackson Wilson surpassed him the previous week against the Lions. 1st and 10 Minnesota, trying to get into field goal range. Jackson Wilson will be motioning to the right side, and they're going to load this up, and Wilson's going to cut towards the middle. Here we go. This should be open. There it is. Wilson, bullseye. 1st down, Minnesota. 6 catches for Jackson Wilson and 61 yards. The rookie playing with confidence. He doesn't look like a first-year player right now. Picking up right where he left off in college. We're just running circles around this Packers defense right now. McCarthy takes the snap. Here's Wilson again. Another catch. 2nd and 4. Green Bay better get out of that zone, guys, or else we're going to keep burning them with this. Play action. Now they go, man. So you know what we're going to do here? We're going to go to the left sideline. Pressure coming. Wilson open, but it's incomplete. Hey, that was a good throw. I mean, even though it didn't get to anybody, way to get rid of that and not take a sack. All right, here we go on the mesh wheel. 3rd down and 4. Vikings in field goal range at the 25, but they're looking for more right here. Wilson's going to go in motion once again. McCarthy in the shotgun. You know what? We're going to take a timeout. I don't like that formation at all. They wouldn't even let me go to the right. I was tapping the control stick, but Madden said, we're not going to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we'll go with an empty spot. Set me up right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap around Jefferson. Here it goes. McCarthy takes the snap. Here we go. Got him on the juke. 1st down. They thought I was going to the outside, but that one split second, that's why you got to have instincts. Got to flick that control stick quick. Time that perfectly, and Wilson's got another 1st down. The charcoal is for real. Play action again. McCarthy rolls back. Wilson over the middle, but instead he elects to go to Hawkinson, who gets drilled on the play. Only gained 1 right there. Actually lost a yard. That's tough. 2nd down and 11. Here's McCarthy in the gun. Wilson to his left once again. McCarthy takes the snap. McCarthy looking to throw. Again, he's got Wilson for a key catch. 3rd down and 3. Vikings looking for another clutch 1st down as they look to get this game tied. And now Wilson is in motion on the sideline. Coach has been challenging me to win one-on-one battles. We can do it again right here. Here's Wilson. Get off me. There you go, Jefferson. 1st down. Justin Jefferson, the superstar. He's showing up to the party. It's going to take a team effort for us to win games like this, y'all. Everybody's got to be stepping up, and that's what you're seeing right here, right now. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Kevin McConnell loving the intensity. And now Jackson Wilson will attempt his 2nd carry. There he goes, but the blocking is non-existent. And you wonder why we've been straying away from the rush so often. That pressure has been for real. Every team that we've played. Now we got a 2nd and goal coming up from the 9. We're nearing the 2-minute warning here in week 18. McCarthy takes the snap, looking to throw. He's got Jefferson. Jefferson in the end zone for the Vikings touchdown. Superstars doing what superstars do best, and that's Justin Jefferson seizing the moment, making the catch, and winning the strength battle. Take another look. taking on 3 Packers, shoving them into the end zone. Jackson Wilson's efforts did not go in vain. The Vikings have evened this game at 7. Ooh, now we got the ball back again. Where are we starting this from? Okay, from our own 17. Got 1 timeout left. Packers in touchdown prevent defense, so we'll go with the rush right here with Wilson. Up the middle. A gain of about 7. Vikings save that timeout. They keep going. Wilson is going to go in motion. Slightly to the left. Now back to the right. 33 seconds to go in the half. Looking to throw. It's Wilson over the middle. Great catch. And now the Vikings will take their 3rd and final timeout. They're trying to make something out of nothing right here. Their backs were against the wall right here. They only had 1 timeout and 40 seconds to work with. But you never know. Let's see if we can't get out of bounds or get it over the middle and run this hurry-up offense. McCarthy in the gun. Takes the snap. Wilson going in motion. Wilson lines up. Here's the snap. Wilson over the middle. That's caught for the first down. He slides. Quick, hurry-up offense. Get out of bounds. Hurry, 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 hurry. Run it, run it, run it, run it, run it. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Go in motion, go in motion, go in motion. McCarthy. Wilson in motion right here. 7 seconds to go. Snap it, snap it, snap it, snap it. Ah, crap. Okay, we got to go for the end zone right here. We're going for it. Wilson. Wilson. Oh! I couldn't quite secure it. I probably would have been short of the end zone anyway. But man, I was able to get behind him, and the Packers dodge a bullet. Ah, don't worry about it, Heatab. That would have been a miracle in of itself. I mean, I'm glad we were able to get that far. All right, halftime. Let's hit that reset button and get back out there. Packers are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Vikings trying to knock out their rivals and prepare for the wild card, which would more than likely be against the Falcons in Atlanta. Now, if we lose today, we could drop down the ladder, and we're going to probably have to play against either Detroit or Seattle. I don't like the prospects of that, especially being on the road. I'd much rather play a team like the Falcons. No disrespect to them, but that's a team that's just like we are. They're young, and they have very similar skill sets. So that's just my opinion. But, you know, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. We can't fear anybody. So let's see if we can handle business here today. If we don't win, let's finish strong, and then we'll get ready for the playoffs on our next stream. Can't wait for that, and I know you guys can't either. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming. This is Jackson Wilson. Let's close out this regular season right. We're going to the playoffs. What a treat in Jackson Wilson's rookie season. And now we're in the starting lineup to make things even better. All right, let's start this out with a slip screen. This may not be a good idea because of our blocking, but if there's any time for us to give good blocking, it's right now. Here is McCarthy, flipping it to Wilson. There's the block we were looking for, and Wilson gets near the first down. That's going to be 2nd down and inches. McCarthy loving it. Get the charcoal started again. Vikings have an opportunity to take their first lead. On 2nd and inches, you would think we would run it, but we're going to get bold and pass it. Wilson wide open to the outside. First down. Man, no disrespect, Packers, but your defense is terrible. It's awful, man. Do these guys even know how to play zone? Seriously. They'll probably, I'm not saying we're gonna beat them, but man, I'm definitely getting mine today. It's gonna make my stats look good. Ooh, look at this. Here's what I'm gonna do, Heatab. I'm gonna try to blitz him to the outside right here. I should pop wide open. He's not gonna be expecting this. Addison and Wilson off to the right. 8 seconds to go. Wilson, he lost him, but they don't throw it to him. However, we do get another first down. No, never mind. I thought we had the first down. We picked up 5. That's okay. But, man, I was wide open. If he would have looked this way, I probably would have been in field goal range, maybe into the end zone. That's a missed opportunity by McCarthy. But 5 yards is better than nothing. Here we go. 6:33 to go in the third quarter. We're all tied at 7. Packers-Vikings here in Minneapolis to end the regular season. Wilson going to the outside on the left. They're playing me back, so I'm going to do a stutter stop. Here we go. Oh, we beat him on the outside. Oh, my gosh, where's the pass interference, man? That dude picked me up and threw me to the ground. Come on, refs, what are we doing? I mean, great coverage, but man, dude, where is the whistle? 3rd down and 5. No excuses. Let's get the next one right here. And oh man, this is crazy. We got it anyway. Justin the Gamer Jefferson. JJ to JJ. JJ McCarthy to Justin Jefferson.
1st and 10 at the 38.
First down, Vikings. And that puts us in field goal range at the 38. We got Jefferson off to the left. So Wilson will follow him to the right. McCarthy takes the snap. Here's Wilson right here. What a catch! And he took the hit all in one motion. That's why you upgrade your catching attributes, guys, because you'll still be able to finish even through hits like that. 2nd down and 3. Packers are going to bring blitz. We need good blockers. McCarthy hands it off to Wilson. Wilson up the middle, and he's got the first down for Minnesota. Wasn't pretty, but it was enough. I definitely knew we were going to run it right there. A great job by the teammates giving me just enough support. I've only got 7 rushing yards, but our weapon has been receiving. And it continues. Jackson Wilson going inside, outside. Where is he going? He's playing mind games with that zone defender. You better get in man, guys, or else this is going to continue to eat you alive. Wilson's the wrong guy to play zone against, as he proved in college. You guys remember that 350-yard game I had in Illinois? They were another team that ran zone, and they got absolutely demolished. 2nd down and 4. Here they go again. Another first down, and guess who it is? Jackson Charcoal Wilson. They go to man. It doesn't work. They go to zone. It doesn't work. The play calls are perfectly balanced out and working to perfection for the Vikings. Hungry for the lead here in the third quarter. 7-7 to score. Again, Wilson's going to follow Jefferson. Jefferson makes the catch. Wilson cleared out space for him. He keyed in those 2 defenders, and Jefferson took care of the rest. Jefferson and Wilson are becoming quite the dynamic duo here in Minneapolis. 2nd down and 5. Boy, it's hard to believe that Wilson's a running back. He's turning into a full-time wide receiver right now. He's going to go over the middle again. Another sliding catch. The coverage was a little better that time, Green Bay, but it still wasn't enough. We're still moving the ball forward. 3rd down and 2. Now, this is going to be a big play right here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to set this up for me. And we're going to go into a... No, I don't like that. There's not enough options. Let's go with the HB wheel. I'm going to make them think I'm going left, but I'm going to go right up the middle, guys. Watch this. See the play art? Look at that middle. It's wide open. What are the Packers doing? What are they doing? Touchdown, Vikings! Oopsie daisy. Caught you sleeping. Vikings take the lead. Charcoal. Charcoal. Let's freaking go, man. 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games for Jackson Wilson. Vikings lead 14-7. All right. Now we need the defense to get a stop. We need it. Come on, y'all. Yes, we got it. We got everything in our favor right now, guys. Let's see if we can end this on a win. If we can get more points on the board, I think we're going to do it. What a way to go into the playoffs if we can end the Packers season on top of it. Wilson's going to go to the right side this time. And McCarthy elects to go over the middle to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson makes the catch for a gain of 2. Now let's try a slip screen. Packers are going to be bringing the pressure, so get ready. McCarthy takes the snap. Looking for Wilson. He gets it to him. Good blocking on the outside. First down, Minnesota. Again, we called that screen at the perfect time. That screen has not been there for the Vikings the last couple of weeks. But against this butter-soft Packers defense, anything is possible. This is on all Madden, guys, the hardest difficulty. Packers are making it look like we're playing on rookie. Here's McCarthy. Again, looking over the middle. Man, if you would have waited a little bit longer, you had me on that right sideline. Got to be looking, JJ. Don't force it in there if it's not there. All right, let's go to a slot out here. This is definitely going to be an audible because they're going to be looking for the middle. Yep, see, now they got 2 guys over there. So what Wilson's going to do is I'm going to cut towards the middle and then go right. Here we go. Go, go. Oh, he batted it away. Good play. Good play by the Packers. Hey, I'm cool with that, man. Making sure they're awake. Good job. All right, 3rd down and 10. We've had 4 third down conversions in this game. Can we get number 5 right here? Here's McCarthy. Looking downfield. And you know it's Cash. Swish. Right into the breadbasket of Jackson Wilson. J.J. McCarthy was a basketball player in high school, and he showed his accuracy from deep right there. 5 third down conversions for the Vikings. Can you believe this? Come on, man. They thought they had us down, but they were mistaken. The drive continues. The throw over the middle to Addison. That's incomplete. All right, these passes over the middle aren't working anymore, guys. Stop going to them.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
In the back of my mind, I want to run it, but at the same time, no, they're bringing pressure. We're not running this. Ain't happening. What we're going to do instead is we're going to slip to the inside. Oh, we got Justin Jefferson downfield, but that's broken up, incomplete. And the Packers are doing a great job shutting down the big play. Now we got another 3rd down and 10 to convert. Let's see what happens here. This time Wilson's going to be on the outside. The snap. Wilson over the middle. They throw, and it is caught! It's caught! What a way to end the 3rd quarter. Jordan Addison. 6 third down conversions for Minnesota against the Green Bay Packers tonight. Now we're in field goal range, which means that even if they keep us out of the end zone, we have a chance to go up 2 possessions. Now is the time to feed Wilson on the ground. What an effort by the Vikings here today, showing a lot of heart after last week's brutal loss. Hand off to Wilson. He goes up the middle. Wilson makes a man miss. He'll pick up 4 right there. That was only the 5th carry of the ball game for Jackson Wilson. He's got 11 yards to go along with plenty of receiving tallies. They're going to keep it on the ground again. This time we're going to go to the right. 2nd and 6. Hand off McCarthy. Wilson up the middle for another positive gain. 3rd down and 3. Slowly but surely moving the ball. And now we have an opportunity for another 3rd down conversion. This time on the tight end drive, they're going to put Wilson out to the right. If it's not there, be looking for me. Hold on. Here we go. Right here, right here. No. Bad pass. I mean, I don't think he really had anywhere else to go. I'm glad that wasn't picked, but either way, we'll settle for the field goal. No biggie. There's still 7 minutes to go. Packers still have plenty of time, but I'd rather us be up 10 than a single possession. Man, if McCarthy threw a pick right there, that would have been an absolute disaster. That thing was a friggin' duck. Like, he had nothing behind that pass. I don't know if he got hit or what the deal was, but, man, you got to make better throws than that, young blood. Jeez. We ain't going anywhere in the playoffs with that kind of an effort. All right. Quick touchdown by the Packers. We got the field goal, but Green Bay's right back in it. Now it's on us to either eliminate the rest of this clock or get more points on the board. Maybe a little bit of both. We're going to have to right here. Here we go. McCarthy looking for Wilson. Never mind, he's got Jefferson. We'll take that. Let's go, guys. Keep battling. Keep battling like we've been doing all season. 2nd down and 4. Here comes a screen for Wilson. McCarthy takes the snap. Throws to Wilson. Wilson gets a block. Spinning. Oh, my goodness. Wilson wants it. He's refusing to go down. Just when you thought you had him, he displays that extra oomph and determination. Clock continues to wind. 4:45 remaining in this one. Vikings leading 17-14. Trying to build on their lead and wrap up a win to conclude the regular season. Heading into the playoffs. Snap to McCarthy. Blitz off the edge and they get Wilson. Rashad Gary. That big tackle for Green Bay. See what I mean? The rushing ain't doing us much good. See what happens on the pass play. Giving Jefferson way too much room right there. Gain of 7. That brings up 3rd down and 6. Got another big play coming up. Dig return. Stay in that shotgun. Put me off to the left. No. Look at that. Keep the defense guessing. Look at this. Look at this. It worked. It worked, baby. 1st down. Don't blink or you're going to lose sight of Wilson.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Again, great concentration to secure that ball and get over the line for the first. The Packers defense can't believe it. They're like, how do we stop this kid? Is he even a rookie? Well, I may be a rookie on the stat sheet, but on the field, I'm here to play like a veteran. Open over the middle. That's a catch by Wilson. Now the Packers are going to take a timeout. They don't like Minnesota's game plan. They're letting that clock run. It's under 3 minutes, and they're working into field goal range. It's got to be me, guys. It's got to be me. All right, they got that crowded, so we're going to go to this side. Be looking for me, McCarthy. Be looking for me. There it is. Now I'm going to the right. Pick out an opening and exploit it. Gain of 4 on that catch by Jackson Wilson. 3rd down coming up. And a big one at that. Let's see. I like this one here. The empty slot wheel. 3rd down and 3. Look at all this space they're giving me right here. What are they thinking? Oh my gosh. If I would have stayed on my feet right there, bro. Oh.
line.
Come on, dog. Make it all Madden look easy. 2:44. Heat tab, if you're still watching, the charcoal is still hot. Packers use their third and final timeout. You know what? We're going to take a timeout now. Because I know they want us to run it. I know it. But you know what? We're bold. We're going to stick with the passing. I don't care if we're risking an interception. We are not going to play it safe. We got to get bold right here. We get another first down, we're in terrific shape. Be smart. Be looking for that check down. It's been there all game. Here we go. Wilson in motion. They load the left side, so look at this. We're going to make them think we're going to the right. We're going to go right up the middle. Watch. See? We'll take the positive gain there. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Let's go, man. I'm locked in, catching everything. Timing everything perfectly. When you're in a zone, you're in the zone. We're going to wind this clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning. I'm just going to kick back, relax, take a little drink, and I'll meet up with you guys again in just a moment. Yeah, I can get down with racing, Heatav. I'm a Kevin Harvick fan when it comes to NASCAR. You don't know who Kevin Harvick is, look him up. He's the king of the comebacks. He's the king of clutch. He's had a lot of victories, and it's always the most dramatic ones. Man, oh man, that gets you hyped every time you watch him. So, with that being said, 2 minutes to go here in this game. Vikings leading 17-14 with the ball. 2 minutes to go. Here's McCarthy in the gun. Takes the snap, looking for Wilson on the outside. There's a catch. Wilson gains 3 yards. Clock continues to wind for the Vikings. And look at this. Jackson Wilson with 27 receptions. That's another NFL record. Keep in mind, this is a running back doing this. Whatever it takes, y'all. That's my motto. All right, so here's the deal. We're definitely in position for a field goal. We don't get the first down here. But if we do, we can wind it down. 8 seconds on the play clock. If it's there, McCarthy be looking for me. Here it is. Yep. First down, Minnesota. Now I think we can take this clock all the way down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Yep, that's a ball game. That's a ball game, guys. We're going to end the regular season on a win. Packers don't have any timeouts. We can wind the rest of the clock out. Jackson Wilson with an NFL record, 28 catches, and the Vikings are headed to the playoffs with a 10-win season under their belt. And to cap it off, they knock the Green Bay Packers out of the postseason hunt and send them home. For the second straight week, Jackson Wilson with the game of his life. 231 receiving yards, 28 catches, and the Vikings survive the Green Bay Packers 17-14, and that concludes a successful regular season here on Madden NFL 26. Ladder of Light Gaming with Action Jackson Wilson. I will see you guys in the playoffs. The journey does not end here. Well, we obviously have more seasons coming after this, but man, I'm not ready to be done with my rookie campaign just yet. We're out to shock the world. 10 victories in 17 games. That was enough for the Minnesota Vikings to qualify for the NFL playoffs. Before we say goodbye for today, let's address the media. Oh boy. You know we're about to get tested at this press
The
conference.
Vikings game is over, but his work isn't done yet. After a full season of playing together as a group, it's time to take stock of what this team has become since week 1.
We got to hand it to the players. Everybody stepped up tonight. It's not about me, guys. Check that out. 428 rushing yards on the season. It's a little bit low, but that's because I haven't really been getting much protection, and I've been doing a lot with receiving. You know, it's not terrible, though. I'm still going to thank my O-line, though, because they're still out there working hard, giving it their all, I'm sure. I think with higher influence, they'll play even harder. So, got to keep making this a team mentality. Yep. Not taking any of the bait that the media is offering me on that hook. I'm not getting hooked today, y'all. I may be a rookie, but I want to handle myself like a veteran. All right. Before we advance to the playoffs, let's go to our abilities and skills for the final time. For those of you who want updated on this, here you go. Time to update that stiff arm. Now I'm an 80 overall. Continuing that balanced attack. Getting my speed up along with my strength. And for those of you that aren't aware, this is the exact same player I played in CFB 26 with. A great feature with EA Sports is you can transfer your player over after he graduates college. That's why he looks the exact same, because he is the same player. Big shout out to EA Sports for that. I wish 2K would do something like that, but that's besides the point. I've drug on long enough. It's time to look at our playoff ladder for the 2026 season. Well, I'll be darned. We get our rematch with the Detroit Lions, the team that we could have beaten for the NFC North title. Man, we better bring our A game for this. All right. Here's a look at our final standings. Fell a half game short of the Detroit Lions. That loss against them made all the difference in the world. The Falcons moved up to the 3rd seed with the Lions losing. That actually was bad news for us, because I would have much rather played the Falcons in a wild card game than the Lions. But at the same time, I'm certainly not bickering about this opportunity. You know, they may have beaten us twice during the regular season, and for that, we got no pressure. They're going to be at home. We're going to be on the road. We got nothing to lose. Let's just go out there, play our game, and see what happens. If we lose, it was still a great season. The Lions were supposed to be here. We weren't. You know, we got to be grateful. So, with that being said, thank you guys for your support here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure you bring plenty of charcoal to the next stream, because we're definitely going to need it here on Madden NFL 26. Minnesota Vikings have made the playoffs, and they're looking to shock the world one game at a time. Let's see how long we can make this regular season, or rather rookie season, last. So, I'll leave you guys with the playoff ladder. And there it is. The Ravens and the Eagles come in as the favorites. And there we are. We're headed to the Motor City. A 4-5 matchup against a familiar foe, the Detroit Lions. Folks, grab your popcorn because it's about to go down. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours today in His holy and almighty name. He is the reason for the season. And if this is our last time connecting before Sunday, happy Easter, all of you. And if you haven't accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior, I pray that you would do so now. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and He's the reason we celebrate this season. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one, Lord willing.